Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They flaunt that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, somewhat be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fuck a boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like, oh well, oh well. Yeah, oh well. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. When my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. But my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah. Hey, yeah, whoa, yeah, coming at me like that, like, whoa, yeah, coming at me like that, like, whoa, I don't even feel like that, like, whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like, wish that I care, but I don't, and I swear if you want, we can flow, coming ready for the smoke, murder she wrote, but I don't even dare, I got places to go, coming ready for the show, sacred the goat, we got royal affairs, we gon' win on the low, coming ready for the glow, you taking notes, have a seat, take a chair, you may think that we cold, coming ready for the snow, try to bear the weight, but it's too heavy, try to get away, but it's too deadly, gotta keep it sharp, so we stay edgy, can I get ahead, so we stay ready, coming at me, that's sad, that's joke, I cannot believe these lies, I'm woke, all that agree, but why you broke, when y'all need, come get your folk. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like, whoa, I don't even feel like that, like, whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like, I don't ever sit back, I'ma go and get that, I just wanna give back, people call me Big Black, I just got my whip back, asked me when I got here, told her that I've been back, brought a couple wins back, double cup of no act, I don't really have beef, but I'm still a Big Mac, and you know I got green, now we bridging the gap, flow with me and my team, cause we know how to scrap when you making a scene, came up from the dirt, yeah, I know my worth, no, I will not sell, niggas gotta work, do not kiss and tell, no, I do not surf, but I'll ride these waves, so get up off my turf. I actually soar over these waves. When I get paid, I gotta know people to pay, places to go. Watch what you say, watch what you coming at me like that, like, whoa, I don't even feel like that, like, whoa, you ain't even see my stacks, like, whoa, we up on the sea, but that's my bow, coming at me like that, like, whoa, coming at me like that, like This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry.
He's heating up!
East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang.
Oh, Dan.
You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know. Yeah. Whoa. East Coast with that gang, gang. You know we don't play games. Whoa. Hop up on that wagon. Just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin'. Right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry. We just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' head stand up. Put that glass and hands up. Gang, 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 we famed up. Got that change, we bagged up. Crew love, we stay manned up. Him like I'm easy, yeah. Rap game just too easy. Drip so sick, I'm queasy. Whoa. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, gang, gang. Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future, the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang.
No, the diamonds are here.
Gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang. East Coast with the gang, 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 gang. West Coast with the gang, 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 gang. Lower with the gang, 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 gang. You know we don't play gang, gang, gang.
That gorilla has seen the city of Zinj.
Man, it's too early in the morning for this shit.
Every word of it was absolutely true.
Yeah. Ay, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My Benny's are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon.
I got hairy legs.
Bury your talents, cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my
name's Forrest Gump.
My verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon. I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, open up on they chin like Everson K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My Benny's are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs.
Because of the
Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just
well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My Benny's are blue, but the product is green.
Are you not entertained? Are you not? not entertained. Are you not entertained? 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 Are you not en
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, 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 testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 3199 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast, and Dancast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you bees. Fam, hashtag FEF, it's fucking Friday. Happy Friday, February the Siete. It is the day that we unfollow, unsubscribe, we block out all the noise, we go through our contacts, we delete beaches that don't support our goals. Make sure you're doing your spring swole cleaning today for the FEFcast. Hashtag FEF, that's fuck 'em Friday. Fuck all those beaches that don't follow their 7 pillars. Absolute chodes. Hashtag FEF in the comments down below. Make sure you hit the like button. Over on Rumble, on YouTube, The Daily Swole everywhere, The Daily Swole on Instagram, The Daily Swole on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Rumble, YouTube, all those places. Follow the show. Thanks for being here. We will get into some updates if you're listening to yesterday's show. Apparently, there are some updates with the Dan situation, which we'll get into in the Knowledge Cock portion. But of course, if you are not a member, you're going to be missing out on overtime. We got some throwback DWGs today. We got brand new Balls Deep edits. You don't want to miss out on that. So we're going to be going live in the Daily Swole Telegram chat after today's show. And we're going to get into some of those updates in the Knowledge Cock portion today. Very exciting. So without further ado, let's get into the Swole fan posts. And then we will get into some Swolemate updates. Before we do, over at papaswolio.com, we got 20% off everything, plus the brand new merch this drop. I don't really care, Margaret. Go to the fucking gym. That's lit. That's a lit design. Go pick yours up now over at papaswolio.com. It's available plus 20% off the entire site. So you got lots of merch over there. Go check out all the new drops, new designs every single Monday. So go and check that out. And of course, Tonight at Midnight. Wow. Tonight at Midnight. It just pops right up. It just pops out of nowhere. It's coming, and then it's there. That's what she said. Papa Swolio's signature series, my signature series, our signature series. P3S13 drops tonight, 2/8/25, and it's available just for tomorrow only. So you can get yours over at swarmusx.com/signature. So the website's on the bottom of the screen. Add a /signature to get your signature series, mystery design, always awesome, always amazing, and it's available for purchase for one day only, and that happens tomorrow on the day of episode 3200. Another 100 episodes, fam. Another 100 episodes in the book. That's exciting stuff. Good stuff, and I appreciate all of you for being here. Couldn't do it without you. I mean, let's be honest. I could do it without you. It would just be very, very lonely. It would be very, very lonely. I know. I'd just be sitting here talking to myself, and that'd be a lot of episodes and no one listening. But you're stretching out your ear holes, and I appreciate you being here. So they certainly do come fast. That's what she said. Let's get into that tip, fam. We got some Swole fam posts, and we got some fresh squeezed juice that we got to get into. So without further ado, it's time for the tip. Pooh. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. First post is from Barry. Oh, Barry from the Swolenormous app. Barry says, just a quick update on my elimination diet. 10 days in now and was getting a bit fed. I don't know what that means. So I have cheated and added a bit of dairy as I needed some variety. I've just smashed a plate of steak and eggs though, so it's on track. I can't believe the weight loss. I'm melting. I feel great, and as someone who suffers from serious acid reflux, I've been taking antacid tablets every day for years. I haven't had anything since day 3 or 4, so I'm pleased. I'm so pleased I joined the fam. Next step is to go to the fucking gym. Indeed. Well, stoked to have you with us, Barry. I'm glad you're seeing amazing progress already. The elimination diet works, fam. It certainly does. Jeremy says, confession and action. I have not been on point with my diet. Up to this point, I've been drinking diet soda regularly and eating snacks that are not healthy. I just hadn't made the full commitment yet. However, it took a toll on me finally, and my asthma got serious. It got scary, and it was diet related. I'm putting my diet in check. Sodas are gone. Buttery salted popcorn and junk are gone. I'm tightening up my food and doing this right. My health is too important, and I'm done feeling like shit. You can't out-exercise a bad diet, and I learned that the hard way. Beast mode for real now. We like to hear it. More gorillas. We have a couple more morning routine responses from earlier this week. Let's get through these. Dylan says, I wake up and I hit the gym. My day doesn't truly begin until after my workout. The gym is my morning routine. I wake up, brush my teeth, and I head straight there. It's one of the few habits I've consistently stuck with throughout my fitness journey, and it works for me. That's why I always get it done. No excuses. Good for you, Dylan. Dylan, you son of a bitch. And we got this one from Mike. Mike says, a typical ideal morning is to wake up by 6:15 a.m., drink some electrolyte water with a pre and probiotic. 6:30 a.m. kids wake up and I start making them breakfast, which is usually homemade protein pancakes with bacon. While I enjoy my first coffee, recently switched to mushroom coffee. Ooh, fancy. Try to leave the house by 7:20 a.m., drop the kids at school, and then straight to the gym to do some maximum Swole, followed by some Swollen 7 core 4 days a week. Goal is to be back at my desk by 9:30, ready to take on the day. Swole fam's crushing it.
The more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Love to hear it, Mike. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so there we go. All right, fantastic, Mike. Everyone, thank you for sharing. Reminder, if you haven't yet downloaded the Swolenormous app, head on over to swolenormousx.com. Join the fam today. You can also head over to the App Store, Google Play, download the app, start your free trial over there. It's time to start scheduling your workouts, start journaling, start the elimination diet. We have so many perks with the all-new app that we dropped late last year. We got the community over there. We got custom playlists. You could journal, stream to your TV easily, schedule your workouts, schedule recipes. Like I said, custom playlists. You could do a morning playlist for yoga, an evening playlist for yoga and meditation. You could do whatever you want. You could have a recipe playlist for your favorite snacks, your favorite meals, all that stuff available over there in the Swolenormous app. Don't miss out on that. Of course, if you join over at swolenormousx.com, it's the same login, same username, same password. So we streamline it, make it really easy for you to access all your favorite content. The app is fantastic, so make sure you join over there. And of course, we got the Telegram chat where members are commenting back and forth. We got lots of stuff. So awesome stuff. Now, fam, let's get into some knowledge cock. We're going to load up Instagram Live. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments down below. I'm going to give a little bit of some feedback. So as people are asking their questions, let's preface this portion a little bit. So yesterday, Kylie was talking about gym crush. We were talking yesterday about gym crushes and how you approach a gym crush, how you address a situation, and how maybe you give some signals or some cues that you are interested in someone coming up to you and talking. And I was giving a little preface asking Kylie, because Kylie was talking about a gym crush. I named him Dan, which is his name now. And I was asking Kylie, well, what's your situation in the gym? What do you look like when you're in there? You probably take your training very seriously. So she was saying hat on, she has her Beats over her ears. And I'm saying, that doesn't really give a lot of in for someone to come up and have a conversation, because that's the sign of hard work. Don't bother me. I can't hear you. I can't see you. I'm in my tunnel. So you have to kind of give some cues or open up the conversation casually. And a great way to do that is to compliment someone or approach them and, congratulate them on some hard work, or I like that exercise, or I've seen you here putting in the work. You look great. You've been here training for a while. You're making awesome progress. Oh, thank you. You're blah, blah. What's your name? This, that, and the other. So there's a lot of great techniques, but of course people go to the fucking gym and they want to put in the work. So obviously when you see online, people are videotaping in the gym, people are getting in the background. You're like, are you looking at me? Are you looking at my ass? Are you looking at this? There's a lot of tension in the gyms now because no one wants to end up on the internet getting blown up for eyeballing a girl. But of course you're in the gym. There's mirrors everywhere. Everyone's wearing tight spandex. So people are looking at each other. You're standing around looking, you have eyes in the front of your head. So you're gonna be looking at different people. And there's some people that always want to be offended. And there are people that maybe want to come up and have a conversation or ask you out or compliment you. And it's just a kind of a time period where people might be a little bit more hesitant to do so. So anyway, let's get some updates. If you're watching, before we do, on Instagram Live, you could drop your questions in the comments down below. The link is in the bio, so we're only here for the question portion. And then the show is going to continue over on Rumble and YouTube. So it's the Daily Swole on Rumble, YouTube. The link is in the bio. But you could ask questions in the comments down below. So if you don't see the chat, that's because we're multi-streaming. So come on and join over on Rumble and YouTube for the full show. And Kylie, tell us what happened. So Kylie's going to drop in the chat. And I feel like, Kylie, you should be on a call right now. You should be here live. You should be talking live. But anyway, Kylie, give us a breakdown in the comments. Just maybe a couple posts. Maybe I don't want it to get cut off. But why don't you drop in the comments? I was his name is Derek. Let's talk about how fucking close I was. I call him Dan. His name is Derek, but we can still call him Dan then. That's close enough. That's amazing. How fucking amazing is that? That's really close to Dan. Daniel, Derek. That's close enough. Wow. That's pretty close. That's pretty damn close. Whoo! That's funny. That's funny. Your face was in shock. That's pretty close. So it's not the Dan cast, the Derek cast. That's pretty close. You giggled. Dan could be short for Derek. We can call him Dan. Yeah, so we can call him Dan. We'll get away with that. He's Dan now. So you have his name. That's fantastic. Wow. All right, here we go. So Kylie says, I went up to him and asked if he was using a handle. Then I told him that I see him a lot and he always kills it. He asked my name and we talked for a second, but then he said he's married with 2 kids. Oh. All right. That was the potential. That was the potential. We knew that was a possibility. Well, oh no. Oh no. So that's that. That's that. Where's the ring? He was leading you on. He was leading you on. How dare he? How dare he? Well, now we can call him Derek because Dan's the man, but Derek, God.
How dare you?
Go fuck yourself.
Sheesh. Well, at least you're not wasting your time with it anymore. Now you can find someone else. All right, but now look, there you go. But there's the confidence, right? And then, of course, now you're just now you can be friendly. You'll be like, hey, Derek, how you doing? Cool, whatever. We'll see. We'll see. We're going to have to save Dan for a real Dan. Yeah, well, he didn't know that he was the subject of a massive project. Mess41 says, I only know one Derek and I hate him. Now I know 2. Fucking savage.
How about I send you a hobo's dick cheese?
The Swole fam has no chill. Everyone just went from like, oh, it's going to be awesome. Now we fucking hate him. We write at dawn. My confidence is so high now, though. See how easy it was? Yeah. See how easy it was? I understand why he might not be wearing a ring in the gym. It's just, that'd be kind of annoying, get in the way. You can get silicone rings and stuff like that, but come on. Come on. Come on, Derek. Come on, Derek. Shee. What's the deal? Anyway, well, that's great news. I mean, it's a win. It's a win because guess what? The entire time that you were gym crushing him, this was always the situation, right? This was always the situation. So there's really no loss. This was always the way it was. And at least now you have the skill or you have the confidence. It was so easy, right? And now, what's also cool is now you have, a friend in the gym. You're like, hey, what's up, Derek? Like, hey, Kylie, what's good? What's good with the wife and kids, eh? But at least now you added like a notch to your belt, and that's still a win. That's still a win. And I'm sure there'll be another. And now you have the skills and the confidence to not let it stew for a year. And, there'll be another one. She goes, back to my hat and headphones, back to my tunnel. But at the same time, you're back to your tunnel. And look, now you can go to the gym and not worry about the gym crush. Like, bummer. But if he's a handsome man, obviously, that makes sense. He has a wife and kids. Got it. But there's someone out there. There's someone out there waiting for a casual Kylie approach. Using that handle? Using that handle? Is this yours? Using these handles? Hey, bro. Using this? How many more sets you got left, bro? Anyway, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Good stuff. So we're proud of you. We're proud of you, Kylie. So round of applause for Kylie. Let's go. Some biceps and gorillas. It's also cool. Maybe he's got friends. Maybe he's like, oh, I know this girl at the gym. Maybe he started a conversation. He's like, hey, I got a gym buddy. Come on. Maybe he knows someone. Maybe it just comes up casual. You never know. And at least, look, at least he didn't lie about it. And who knows, maybe he led you on and it was kind of weird. Maybe he was a sleazeball and saved you the trouble, but that's good news. That's good news that you went up. That's the win right there. That's the win. We didn't know. Let's for a moment talk about how close that was. How close that was. Dan and Derek. The fact that it just started with a D, that's just awesome in itself. That's awesome. I'm proud of that. Yeah, he can brag to his wife he got hit on the gym. Yeah, you won't be seeing him at that gym anymore. He actually does have a friend there. Well, there you go. There you go. But how much better is it now? Just like, oh, a little smile here and there. It's cool. Like I used to talk to people. We had like other fitness influencers, at the gyms I used to go to, and we would talk about social media content. Like, oh, hey, what's going on? I forget her name, but whatever. It's good. It's good. Now you have a little bit more casual friendship in the gym. But that was good. That's a win. I call that a win. So good for you, Kylie. Good for you. Good for you. Don't be a side piece. Don't be a side piece. You're part of the Swole fam. You're too good for that. All right, let's get into some more questions on Instagram. Drop in the comments down below. Vince.pilot, Papa Solio, what is the best type of gym to go to, i.e. commercial gym or private gym? Well, let's get some of your responses. Let's get some of your thoughts in the comments down below. There's different pros and cons. So a couple things I would say is, in general, potentially, private gyms might be more expensive than commercial gyms. I would generally consider a commercial gym something that's like a chain, like a Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, Crunch, 24-hour, Snap Fitness. I don't know what other brands there are out there, Lifetime. I'm sure there's a lot of them. So you may or may not get a cheaper rate at a commercial gym. Some private gyms are less expensive, but maybe sometimes the price is for the privacy. So if you have a commercial gym, maybe you do pay a little bit more, but you have access to a nationwide gyms. There's a lot of amenities. Private gyms, some of the benefits are potentially less crowded. You may or may not have cool equipment that they might not have at commercial gyms. Commercial gyms often have leases with machine and gym manufacturers, so they always kind of have the newest stuff. Sometimes private gyms or smaller gyms have classic equipment, which is often better, and you can have a lot of cool stuff because they've had this equipment for 20, 30, 40 years. Plus, if it's a local gym, you're supporting a local business. I personally would like private, like smaller gyms. That's my preference. I like independently owned gyms just because you could talk to the owner. A lot of times the pricing is better. They're smaller. You have access to all the equipment. Big, huge layout gyms get a lot of traffic, a lot more transient people, but also it's farther away from all the equipment. A smaller gym, the dumbbells are relatively close to the machines. You don't have to go 20,000 square feet of all this different stuff. Sometimes gyms, the locker rooms are all the way at the end. And you have to all the way back. You forget something. Small gyms are usually exactly that. You can access things a little bit easier. So I would say the prices kind of vary. So it's not necessarily what I said, that one is less expensive. But of course, if you're paying more at a commercial gym, you might be getting multiple gyms. Maybe you do a lot of traveling. So if you do a lot of traveling, I'd recommend you get something that has a national footprint. That way you can use any gym anywhere. It's great for flying or driving around. If you're doing deliveries across, you're a trucker, or you just do traveling for business, having a national chain is great. But personally, I prefer smaller gyms. So I prefer smaller gyms just because I like the feel. So it's really up to you. So in terms of best type of gym, there's powerlifting gyms, there's more athletic gyms, there's MMA type gyms where they have a lot of martial arts amenities. They might have kickboxing bags, they might have all that kind of stuff. They might have mats and all that, ropes, and CrossFit style blend gyms where they have machines and you do CrossFit style stuff. So the inside outside gym. So in other words, the best gym for you is the one that you like. If you're going to go to it, you like the equipment, you like the feel, you like the vibe, X, Y, and Z, it doesn't matter. I generally would say, hey, if you can, support a local privately owned gyms because you're supporting your local community and your local infrastructure. You are too if a commercial gym because you have local people working there, but you get the point. Just that my preference is more of a, if you have access to it, but there's really no right answer. There's no right answer because you could have some of these big gyms or some of these big chains. Sometimes they're not that big because you'll have a company that sometimes these gyms like 24-Hour Fitness or LA Fitness or whatever's out there now, they might buy a smaller gym and then change the name on the outside. So they might buy and absorb a smaller gym. So not every gym is the same. Sometimes you have the big brand that is expanding and they purchase a local, smaller, independently owned gym. And then they keep that equipment, they change the name, they absorb it into their network, and you can get the benefits of both. Because sometimes every gym's a little bit different or every chain's a little bit different. Then you have the smaller ones that are in shopping centers that have 24/7 key access, and you like a 24-hour gym and no one's monitoring it. You can go anytime, whatever. Some people have a good YMCA where they get a really great rate and they have great equipment and it's awesome. Again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I was just giving some thoughts there too. All right. Good stuff. How am I today? I'm doing great. Thank you, Instagram Live. Make sure you click the link in bio and come follow the podcast on Rumble and YouTube for the full show. J Shark 884, Papa Swole, does cardio actually negate gains? Does it negate gains? It doesn't, but it can. Remember that your systemic central nervous system fatigue matters. There really is no intense cardio and stuff you're going to do that's going to be active recovery. In other words, repairing and low intensity recovery days is important for high intensity strength training. So if you're doing intense cardio on a quote off day, it's not an off day. So you have to understand what your performance is like, what your split is like, and what your work capacity and your recoverability is. Everyone's going to be different. So you might want to do some cardio at the end of a strength training session, take the next day off, and then intensely train again, rather than not have any off days and be doing your cardio on a non-heavy lifting day. Because just because it's cardio doesn't mean it is going to be still fatiguing you. So it absolutely can negate gains, but there's a threshold and everyone's going to be a little bit different. And how much cardio is required, it really depends. It really depends. Jen says, just got my labs done. We'll see how my cholesterol is. LMFAO. I've eaten 6 eggs since my appointment 2 days ago. Stupid doctor telling me to eat egg whites. Oof. Egg whites, eating a plate of egg whites is probably the closest thing. Eating a plate of egg whites is probably the same as, I would say, the same as having a plate of sadness. So if you ask, do you have any sadness here? And they say, sure, I'll bring you a plate of sadness. It's just going to be egg whites. It's just going to be egg whites. A plate of sadness is egg whites. That's awful. That's sad. Jay Coach says, I think a 24/7 gym is worth so much more than the YMCA that closes at 3 p.m. on Sundays and multiple days throughout the year. So again, and of course, a lot of times I always recommend, remember, I always say it's great to invest in a home gym, but some people have limited space. And obviously you have to pay more upfront in order to purchase the equipment. And if you pay 30, 40, 50 bucks a month, you're going to have access to hundreds and thousands of dollars of equipment right off the bat. So you can always build out a home gym on the side, but another great way is to have multiple gym memberships. There's nothing wrong with having a YMCA membership because it's inexpensive and you like certain things, but you know, hey, it's closed on Sundays and I want to go to the gym. So you go to your 24/7 key fob gym. So maybe you have 2 gym memberships. I used to have like 3 memberships. Before Mama Swole and I were living together, I used to have a membership for a small gym where I lived. I still had my LA Fitness membership, like my national membership. And then I had a small, when I went to visit her, when I was up in her area, I had a membership where it was a local small gym. So it's really up to you. And that was cool because that one small gym was like 21 bucks a month. This other one was like 40 bucks a month. So, and when I was traveling around the country a lot doing, for the master training and teaching seminars and stuff like that, it was great having an LA Fitness membership because a lot of times if I finished the seminar, I finished teaching and then I had 6 hours until my flight, I could always go to the gym and then shower and then get to the plane. So that was cool. Understand that a lot of gyms also do day passes. So sometimes you just want to change a pace. You could always test out a gym too. And don't underestimate the ability of cash to do the talking. So it's like, hey, I'm looking, we don't do day pass. Like, what if I just give you like 20 bucks, 30 bucks? I just want to try out the gym. A lot of times, especially independent gyms, they'll allow you to do a day pass or something. Even LA Fitness, they used to do that. I'm sure they do because people come in from out of town. So you could always try a gym before you commit to it. Jarella says, I have 2 gym memberships. For that reason, Planet Fitness near my work and a large, well-appointed independent gym near my home works great for me. Exactly. You have a gym near your work, and then you have a gym at home, and then, hey, I'm going to go to the gym near work because I have to go really early, and I'm just going to shower and then go right to work. Cool. So then you go to that gym, or I'm going to train later after home because I have to be there really early. I'll just train after, and then you go to the one by your house. Or you're not working, so you don't have to drive 30 minutes to the gym. You just do the one by your house. So options. John said, let's see, let's get a couple more responses because a lot of people can benefit from this. Mess says, I love my LA Fitness. It was recently redone and it's nicer than the Lifetime around the corner for 1/10 of the price. I went to a different location recently and realized how lucky I am. That's another thing. I used to, when I first moved down to Florida, my first personal training job was at Bali Total Fitness. And after a while, like years later, LA Fitness bought Bali Total Fitness and Bally's was falling apart. So when the company was going bankrupt and selling off stuff, they weren't repairing things. They weren't improving things. So LA Fitness bought the Bally's. They just changed the name on the outside. The colors looked the same. Eventually they repainted stuff, but it's the same building, pretty much same equipment, same kind of feel. They just changed the title. So they're all different. And if you have a national chain like that, you'll notice that some gyms are great. Some gyms are not good on the list. Because also don't forget, it depends. Some gyms and some of those chains will be better for memberships. They do more revenue, so they'll focus more on repairing certain things. Some gyms of that chain aren't doing that great, so they don't invest as much. They don't prioritize fixing it up as much. Because you have to understand with a business, a lot of times these companies might, the building's depreciating. They might let it go for a little while because they can write off the depreciation for the taxes. So some things with corporations like that, at that scale, they'll let things kind of really go to shit before they start repairing it because of insurance and who knows, all the other stuff that goes with like those major corporations. So the good thing about a smaller gym is if there's an issue or like, hey, this AC isn't working or this, a lot of times things can and possibly get fixed more readily because the owner's there and it's something that you don't have to go talk to corporate and they have to get approval and they have to send out their own contractors. And so there's pros and cons. And of course, on an individual level, it's a small mom and pop gym. It depends on how that's run. So it could be run great, it could be run poorly. But I prefer a little small dungeon gym if you have access to one. Mark says, I got 30% off my gym, which is private because I was chatting with the owner before it opened. Plus, I clean up when I'm done and show the utmost respect. And as a small business owner, they're going to appreciate members that take care of the stuff. John says, I go to a mom and pop gym. There's a few bodybuilders that once frequent there or current ones that have won local titles. It's inspiring. Gym has history and cred. Sweet. Sheena says, there's a small gym across the road from my workplace. Been thinking about going there. I'm outgrowing my home equipment. Go try it. Go try it. Good stuff. Jen says, I had Bally's. My friend suckered me into a membership and the ass face never went with me. That was way before I gave a shit and couldn't do things on my own, so that went to waste. Well, Bally's used to pay, when I first started working at Bally's, I don't know if you guys know this, but Bally's people used to, their whole career would be membership sales at Bally's because they paid, I forget exactly the split because I didn't do membership sales, but people made bank, like six figures doing membership sales for Bally's. Like the cut for membership sales, Bally's was the gym for a long time. And people that did membership sales, I forget when it was. I think it was in the early 2000s when they changed the structure and like gutted. In other words, they ruined the company. And that's why they went out, because they removed incentives and it went to shit really quick. But it used to be, people used to really make money. It used to be really successful selling memberships and stuff. So people were making a lot of money. They gave really good splits and stuff like that. All right, Brim Glizzy. Brim Glizzy. Does Papa Swole have any tips for consistency? Yeah, stop being a huge pussy and go to the fucking gym. Chef Dylan, Papa Solio, what foods/exercise should be focused on during a cut? The same as when you're on a bulk. You should be putting on muscle. You shouldn't be doing much of a cut. You don't need to be doing a cut or a bulk. You should be putting on muscle. So if your performance is suffering, you're not eating enough food or you're not training properly. So the same foods you'd be doing when you're gaining muscle. You want to put on muscle. You don't want to be during a cut. You don't want to lose muscle, do you? So be eating the same foods that you're doing. Adjust your caloric intake, but your training performance should be focused on building muscle. You could build muscle on a slight cut. You could build muscle on a maintenance. You could build muscle on a surplus. Most people will be around a maintenance or a surplus just because you're going to have the fuel necessary. You might put on a little bit of fat, but you shouldn't be bulking where you're putting on tons of fat. If you're gaining weight too quickly, it's not muscle. You're fighting for ounces of muscle, especially when you're more advanced. Bulking and cutting are very overrated. Very overrated. If you are bodybuilding, you're a pro bodybuilder, you're stepping on stage, then you're going to have to, cut down, but you don't want to be sacrificing muscle mass. A lot of times people will put on 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, and they lose 5, 10, 15 pounds for a cut, and they're the same as when they started. Because a lot of people don't actually put on muscle. So they'll gain weight and lose weight and think that they bulked and cut, and they're just actually staying in the same place, putting on fat and losing fat. And they didn't build any muscle. Mitchell, 7204, Papa Swolio, how to get someone to enjoy working out when they just don't enjoy it? Well, how do you get anyone to do anything? How do you get people to go to the fucking gym when they don't want to go to the fucking gym? How do you get people to eat healthier when they don't want to eat healthier? How do you get someone to enjoy something? Maybe they never will. But the whole point about training and working out, you don't really have to enjoy it. You want to enjoy the results. You want to enjoy the intent. You need to have purpose with your training. If you want to be healthy and you want to feel better, you should be lifting weights and building muscle. The thing is, you don't have to enjoy it. It's not about enjoying it. It really isn't. I enjoy getting the results. I enjoy making progress. I enjoy challenging myself, but I enjoy getting the results. So I think those people don't have the fundamental understanding of, oh, this is not for entertainment. I don't do it for entertainment. I don't do it for fun. I enjoy it, but it's not like, ooh, yay, I'm outside lifting weights. I'm going to war. I'm going to war and I'm going to get that 5 reps. I've been aiming a lot for like 4 reps lately because it's really much, much easier to micro load and to adjust and to hit the range that I'm looking for, 4 or 5 reps. So I go out there, I go to battle, I go to war, and then I recover. And then I go to war again in another day or two. They don't have to enjoy it. People don't understand how important building muscle and how important training is. Ann X. Papa Soy, is it okay to hit the gym during the evening? It's okay to hit the gym anytime. Just in my opinion, it can negatively affect your sleep. So I don't like training at night. Sometimes if I'm doing the show and it's really hot outside and scheduling kind of pushes things back, and sometimes we have people working on the property or something, and then, okay, or I'm doing some videos or I have a call or a meeting, and sometimes I'll start training at 4 or 5 o'clock. It's too late for me. I guess you might consider that late afternoon or evening, depending on your opinion, but I don't like training that late. I don't like training at 4, 5, or 6. Sometimes my workout might go until 6:30 because I trained at 4, 4:30, and it takes me like an hour and a half or two, depends on what I'm doing. And I take my time and I take rest between sets, long rest. So generally earlier is better. I like training earlier in the day. I don't like training at night, like 6, 7, 8, 9. That's just my preference, but it's okay. Depends on how well you sleep. Depends on if that's ideal for your schedule. I would recommend getting up early. Even if you work at 7 a.m., get up at 4 or 4:35, go to the fucking gym. It's the best way to start the day. So I don't have a schedule where I work 9 to 5. If I had, and I've had that before, where I had a 9 to 5 schedule or an 8 to 4, I used to train at 6 a.m. I'll train at 7 a.m. I've trained at 5 a.m. So I've done that. I currently don't have an 8 to 4 or an 8 to 6 or whatever it is, or 12 to 12. I don't have a schedule like that, so I can be flexible. I just like doing it during daylight hours. So I don't put the kind of stress on, like, I have to go first thing in the morning. I don't have to train. I'm not training at 4 a.m. because I feel compulsively I have to train at 4 a.m. All right. Last chance for questions. Kylie says, my coworker is always like, Kylie, you're so fit. I need to go to the gym, as she eats McDonald's. What a chode.
If you can't be at least mildly interesting, then shut the hell up.
All right, let's see. The diving designer. Papa Swole, what do you do when you're feeling gassed in the morning? The other day, I just couldn't do the cardio, and I tried to put it into practice with lifting, but felt so out of it. I don't really know what you're trying to... You feel wiped out in the morning? I mean, it could be your nutrition, could be your sleep, could be your programming. Are you prioritizing cardio too much? What's your training like? There's a lot of other factors. If you're exhausted all the time, you shouldn't need coffee. You shouldn't be feeling wiped out to the point where you can't do anything. There's probably something else there that's going on. A lot of times when people aren't making progress, they're plateauing. Unfortunately, people think, well, I'm not getting enough results, so I need to do more. I need more volume. I need more sets. I'm going 4 days a week. I'm not seeing the results I want. So let me go 5 or 6 and let me do cardio in between. And then they end up just wiping themselves out more. So getting results in the gym is not about exhausting yourself more. It's about creating the stimulus and actually probably doing less. And that's the mind fuck for a lot of people, especially as natural lifters. You're looking at people online that are taking anabolic steroids that can get away with a lot of poor training habits or maybe poor nutrition because the anabolic steroids can make up for a lot of that lacking attention. But when you're training naturally, you're trying to put on muscle. And for someone like myself, I've been training for about 25 years and I'm not on TRT. I'm open to maybe doing that in the future. And of course, I'd be very honest about it if I ever did that. But you're scratching and clawing for every ounce of muscle. I'm not packing on tons of muscle just out of nowhere. It's hard to create that kind of stimulus. It's hard to make that extra little bit of progress, when you've been exposing your body to this kind of stimulus for so long, and it's hard to make progress. It is. You hit that wall. So if you're feeling chronically exhausted, it could be a bunch of things. I don't want to tell you, I mean, I can't give you exactly the detail of what's bothering you, but more isn't better. And I think more people need to understand that with fitness, more isn't the answer necessarily. Let's see. Kylie. Let's see. Kylie's got a question. Papa Swolio, if I have a gym crush and he's married and he has 2 kids, what can I... No, I'm kidding. Papa Swolio, on a tricep push-down machine, should my hands be horizontal or vertical on the handles? There's 2 grips on them. On a tricep push-down machine. You mean a cable? So you mean like this, neutral, or like this? You want to pick whatever works best for you. There's so many different handles. The benefit of a tricep push down, or do you mean a machine where it's like a dip machine? Do you mean machine or do you mean sitting down? So a dip machine. Is it I'm just like, I don't know why I have this feeling. Is it a Body Masters? Do you know? I'm just curious. For some reason, I have this. Is it a Body Masters dip machine? If it is, that's going to be wild. Because I have this image in my head of one of the Body Masters. Because I was looking to buy one. at one point. It's a classic machine. I would say choose one that works best for you. Because the thing is with machines, and what a lot of machines will do is they'll give you 2 handle options because people have different shoulder widths and arm lengths. So one of the things that's challenging for a machine manufacturer is you have to make a machine. The thing is, if you have a machine with too many options to adjust, the way machines are made today, if they're too adjustable, they could be less stable because they use cheaper, in most cases, they use cheaper metal. They don't use that, they use a lot of like the tube metal and that kind of steel. They don't use the older machines like Body Masters and old Flex machines. They're heavy as shit. They use much denser metal. They're block square tubes and they're made like brick shit houses. So if you have too many adjusting parts, potentially there's a risk that it's a less stable machine and that's more rickety. So when you are creating a machine, you have to make it so it can fit the most people. You need to be able to fit someone who's 5'3", 5'5", female, and you need it to be able to fit someone who's like 6'5", jacked bodybuilder. Now, you're not going to have a machine that fits everyone perfectly, so it's a challenge. So sometimes you just have different handles so it could fit, and you get to find and try which one works best for you. I guess what I'm asking is, does it hit different parts of the tricep depending on the hand position? Not depending on like this grip. Not like this. If I go here or here, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything for the tricep. So if that's your question, no. The only thing that would really make more of a difference is like how far behind it is versus in front. It would still pretty much hit the same parts. It would probably still hit the medial head and the short head of the triceps the most. If you want to hit more of the long head, you should be doing something where it's like a pullover extension or kind of like a longer grip, one arm, or longer rope tricep extension if you want to get a little more of the long head. You want to stabilize the shoulder. You want to stabilize the shoulder when you're doing same thing why you would want to do leg extensions to hit more of the rectus femoris, because you want to anchor the hip when you're doing the movement rather than have the hip moving and the knee moving at the same time. So the long head of the triceps crosses 2 joints. So it's more dependent on the shoulder position being stable versus moving like in a press. So if you're doing a JM press or a dip, you're going to get more middle and short head versus when you're doing a press down or a cable push down, you're going to get a little bit more long head. So mixing up those 2 into your routine are good options. Doing some sort of a dip or a JM press and doing some sort of a cable push down or a cable extension is a good combination to make sure you're getting all the aspects of the triceps. I would try both handles and see which one you like the best for your body type and for your angle where you feel it the most, and then do that and then load that. But no, doing this versus this for like a press is not going to do anything. All right, last chance for questions. Let's see. We are on we're on Instagram. All right. You're very welcome. Okay, fam, if you're watching on Instagram, come on over to Rumble and YouTube. Come follow us over there. And we're going to continue the show. We have overtime at the end for members. You could join us over at SwoleNormousX.com if you want to become a member, but links for the podcast are in my bio. Thanks for being here. Instagram, appreciate all you beaches. And the show goes on, so come on follow on Rumble or YouTube at The Daily Swole. And come catch the rest of the podcast. Also, you can follow The Daily Swole on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and live every day. So we have lots of episodes. You're very welcome, everyone. The show continues, so come catch on Rumble and YouTube. All right. Elizabeth says, Derek's are only cool in the show Shrinking. All other Derek's are dicks. My husband didn't wear his when diving for good reason, but in the gym he would. Nancy says, my husband wore his ring when we got married until 3 p.m. the following day. It was dangerous for him to wear it at work, so he never wore it. Yeah, sometimes it can get in the way, but now when they have silicone rings and all this time, there's other options out there, but it is what it is. But I can understand why someone wouldn't wear a ring when they're training, because if it's not silicone, it's going to get fucking destroyed. Good stuff. Kylie says, I do 5 to 8 reps on everything. Yeah, you know, you could build, like I said, you could build muscle with a wide range of reps. I've been aiming more for, I've been doing more, actually went a little bit lower. I've been starting to aim a little bit more for 4 reps. Here's the thing, when you're doing heavier weight and less reps, it's less fatiguing, you're less sore. And here's what I will say, it's easier to gauge how much weight to add, because if I'm doing a weight and I get 4 reps, the next time I do the exercise, I know I can micro load, maybe add 5 pounds or 2.5 and probably get 4 reps. Or I could just do the same weight and try to get 5. So it's like, I find that when I go heavier to that level, 4 reps, and I aim for that, I have the ability to properly load it more accurately. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's really hard sometimes. I know you guys do 7, 8, 9 reps, 10 reps. It's hard to know, hey, I add a little bit or you don't add anything. And then, because sometimes you'll go and get 10 reps in the next workout. If you do the same weight, you might get 13, 14. It gets way too up there. It's hard to gauge. You add a little bit of weight, you don't get 10 reps and you get 7. It's sometimes hard to gauge how much weight to add to hit that same number. But if you're doing like 4 or 5 reps, it's much easier to understand how much you can add and what you're going for. And I really like it. The heavier I go, the less sore I am, and the quicker I fatigue, the quicker I recover from that fatigue. And I found much more of an ability to accurately load, because that's the worst, is when you, not the worst, but when you load too much and then you go from 7 reps to 3, and you're like, holy shit. If I'm going heavier about 4 reps, I know that, hey, the next time I did this weight for 4 reps, I can add maybe another 5 pounds and go for 4 reps again. Because if you're getting 4 reps, chances are of you even adding a little bit of weight, you're probably still going to get 4. It's hard for me to explain, but it's cool, because then the next time you have the option of doing the same amount of reps, maybe adding a little weight, going for 4 again. And worst case scenario, you get 5, or you do the same weight and then you get 5, and then you add like another 5 pounds and you get 4. So I find playing between 4 and 5 repetitions, that kind of range, it's okay if you get 6, but I find that I'm able to load more accurately and micro load more consistently and manage the fatigue and be more accurate, where I get the reps that I expect to get when I'm loading it properly. Just my experience lately. So I gradually, and this is not necessarily on every single exercise, because not every single exercise is it realistic, or are you able to maybe load to that point. Depends on what you have access to. But I found that naturally I've been gravitating towards lower reps, even what I was already doing. Certain exercise I'll do maybe 5, 6, 7, depending on how long I've been doing it. And understand that if you're doing maybe a joint intensive exercise, or you're new to doing it, or you just started doing hack squats on a machine, you don't necessarily want to jump down to 4 reps already. Maybe you start with 8 to 10, and then you gradually increase the load and start bringing that target rep range from 8 to 7 to 6, just because your tendons, your ligaments will get stronger and they'll get more accustomed to that kind of failure. You wouldn't take a new lifter, someone that never lifted, hey, this is great, full body workouts and less fatigue if you go heavy to 4 reps. If you're new to the gym, you can't be doing 4 reps, 5 reps. You can't maintain proper form to task failure, and you don't have the joint integrity to be able to lift that hard with that kind of weight. As more of an advanced lifter, it's ideal, in my opinion. So personally, I've been liking, and again, if I do a set and if I load and I end up getting 3 reps, I might be like, fuck. But that's not bad, but getting 4 is great, and then getting 5 is great. So you could also do it where you're aiming like 4. You could always do 4 to 8. So you do a weight with 4 reps and then do it again and try to get 5. And the next time try to get 6. And once you get towards like 7 or 8, then you add a little bit more weight and bring it down to 4, which is fine. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll get 4 or 5, and the next time I'll add on 2.5 and try to get 4 or 5 again. And the next time try to add like 2.5 on each side, or a 5, and then try to get 4 to 5 again, because it's micro loading. I call it micro loading, but it's just loading. It's progressive overload. So I have a Strive preacher curl where it has 3 weight horns where you can load different ranges of the motion. So I'll add a 1 pound plate. Instead of 75 pounds on one peg, I'll put a 1 pound plate, 76 pounds. You don't really even feel that 1 extra pound, but there literally is 1 extra pound. More weight and more load is more load. So it is progressive overload. That's why I say everyone should be getting 1 pound plates. You should have a set of 1 pound plates in your bag. You can load that up, get a gym pin. A lot of great options, a lot of great tools. Gym pin is you've probably seen them, the metal pins that go in. I have like 10 of them around the house. I have gym pins on fucking so many machines, and you could load plates onto the weight stack. Anyway. All right, let's see. Savas Simu, Papa Solio, does cut require more cardio or just a diet to less carbohydrates? That's going to depend. It's really just going to be overall calories, but I would play around with the carbohydrates. You don't need more cardio to, quote, cut, because you don't want to cut. You want to lose fat. You don't want to lose strength or muscle. So you want to maintain you want to make sure you're maintaining your stimulus, you maintain your performance. If your performance starts to suffer, that's probably because your calories or your protein's lacking, or your recovery is lacking. Remember, if you're getting in less calories, you might fatigue more quickly. So the same thing like with bodybuilders. If they're coming up on a show and they're, quote, dieting, then they might change. And a lot of times they change their training protocol because they're more exhausted. It takes them longer to recover because of the restriction with calories, because they're trying to step on stage very, very lean. So their performance is going to suffer if they do long workouts like they were doing in their off season. But for the average person that doesn't have an on season and off season, you just need to make sure that your performance maintains. You're able to maintain your strength and your muscle mass, and or increase it, and just do it gradually, super gradually over time. You don't want anything like that moving fast. Kylie says, my split is legs and back, and buys and shoulders and tries. 2 days on, 1 day off. Leg days, I alternate glute, quads, and hamstrings and glutes. Lavash, Papa Sully, how do you know if you're getting enough electrolytes in? That's a good question. How do you feel? I usually go based on how the electrolytes taste. So I say if you're not hungry for protein, you're not hungry. You're usually thirsty or you need electrolytes. If you don't want protein, you're not hungry. I want a snack. You probably just need some electrolytes. So if you're hungry, you're going to eat food, which is protein. Protein's food. Eating carbs, like you don't eat that when you're hungry. You eat protein. So a lot of times people think that they're hungry when they're actually thirsty. So having electrolytes. If you're drinking electrolytes and it's like, oh my God, it's super salty, you might have enough electrolytes. But you guys know if you're hot, sweaty, and you're training hard, you drink electrolytes, It's like you're just absorbing it in your throat. It feels like I'm just pounding them. So that's usually a good sign. And if you're really that thirsty during your training, you're probably dehydrated. You probably should have had more before. Remember, hydration during a workout. Proper hydration starts a couple hours before your training. Bumble Hunter. I used to do that split too. Papa got me on the upper-lower split. Now that I'm 41, I could be more consistent with upper-lower. Yep, and I'm 41. I'm going to be 42 this year. And I do upper-lower. And lately, I've been doing full body. I've been really enjoying full body. Talk about a mind fuck. That's a mind fuck. It's hard to do, but it's great. Your workouts are a little bit longer, but it's great training body parts every other day. Lots of progress. So again, you stick to a training split, and when it stops kind of like, then you can adjust it. So if full body starts hitting a wall, I can always shift to upper lower. And then I can always go push, pull legs if I wanted to space things out a little bit, if I wanted to for a little bit, but you can bounce back and forth. Okay, balls deep, fam. Balls deep, BD. I am hot. I am hot. I fucking nips. Deep. Damn it. Sweating, fam. All right, let's get into, where are we? What do we got? We got a couple things here. Let's see. I thought this was funny. Now, I don't give a shit. I guess the Super Bowl is coming up. They're doing the Black National Anthem before the Super Bowl, and people are saying, boycott the Super Bowl. You know, people aren't going to boycott it. I wish I could, because I don't give a shit anyway. I'm not going to watch it, so I guess I am boycotting it. I just don't care. But I thought this was absolutely hilarious. The Babylon Bee. First female referee throws flag on play, but won't say what's wrong. Aww. All right, this made me laugh. I thought this was great. I thought that won the internet. So if you don't get it, you're always asking a woman, like, what's wrong? Like, oh, nothing's wrong. First female referee throws flag on play, but won't say what's wrong. It's awesome. It's so fucking good. I love it. I love it. Made me crack up, and hopefully it makes you laugh too. I also thought this was great. I've seen this picture a few times in the past. I think it's brilliant. It's just awesome to see what ingenuity does. And Elon Musk, of course, reposted this. Steven Marcrian posted this. He goes, this is what DOGE is currently doing to the U.S. government. So these are phases or different versions of the Raptor propeller blaster for like SpaceX. Look at the difference between, this is what ingenuity looks like. This is what efficiency looks like. So the Department of Government Efficiency that Elon Musk is heading, this is what he's doing to the government. So look at the left. Look at the first Raptor 1 version. Tons of fucking wires, all sorts of shit. I mean, it's awesome. It looks complicated. I'm sure it worked great, but obviously there's a lot going on there. Like a wire breaks or it's flapping around. Who knows? Then you have the Raptor 2, where you get a lot more clean, a lot more streamlined, a lot less wires, a lot less things flapping around, right? You know, it looks like, hey, there's less things there. If you have less pieces or it's more compact, less things that can go wrong, that can touch each other, short out, whatever. And then look at Raptor 3. It looks like a incinerator, right? It looks like one of those grinders you have in the disposals, garbage disposal in your sink. It's sleek, it's black, it's all, encased. Just look at the difference. So on the left, I don't even think the left is the example of the way our government looked like. I think it was 10 times worse than that. But look at the difference between, this is what engineering, this is what technology, this is what efficiency looks like. Which one do you think is going to be easier to fix? Which one do you think is going to be more efficient? Which one do you think is going to work better? Which one do you think is going to maybe have less problems? Which one do you think is going to be easier to swap out a part if something like Raptor 1 on the left looks like if you want to fix something in the inside, you're going to have to take like 50 fucking things off to even get to it. Or you have to disassemble the entire thing. On the right, it looks like, hey, you screw off this chunk and then slap a new one right on. On the right, it looks like on the one on the right looks like you give me the replacement part. It looks like I could figure it out. You take off a bolt, you unscrew this and you seal it back. So I just think it's a really cool comparison as to what technology can do. We always think we have the best is now, this is the best ever. And the thing on the right, eventually that's going to look like a joke. It's going to get more efficient looking. It's going to be more effective. There's going to be less waste. I mean, how many different wires on the left were eliminated? How many different pieces of material, you know, the types of material, the metal versus like composite or whatever kind of, you know, new materials they're inventing over on the right. It just looks better and it's going to function better as a result of that. So this is what efficiency looks like, and it's not much different. Elon has to remove anything that's inhibiting efficiency in all of his projects. That way it can be the most cost effective, the safest, the lightest, right? If you're propelling something into outer space, you want it to be very powerful, but also very light, but carry a lot of stuff. So you have to really work on the materials and, you know, the propulsion in order to move something away from Earth's gravity. It's going to have to be very powerful, but also light, because if it's heavy, it's going to be harder for you to move it, and much more fuel and X, Y, and Z. So really cool, man. Really cool. So this is what's happening to our government. Hopefully we're going to get to like Raptor 5 with our government. But I thought that was a really cool comparison. So I have that on my X account if you want to check it out. But really great picture, and that's exactly what Elon's doing. So God bless, keep on working hard, and gut this shit to the fucking ground. More. Let's see. Savas says, I saw a study that says our legs have different structure from other parts of our body. And it says that legs need more reps rather than the upper body in terms of building muscle. That's not true. I don't know what you saw, but that's not true. Now, in terms of like the calves, the calves they respond most to stretch mediated hypertrophy. So working more in the lengthened portion, but muscles that benefit from stretch, like full range of motion, that's usually in novice lifters, because you're like taxing, I think it's like the muscle spindle. So that kind of stretching component, the full excessive range of motion, which isn't really excessive, but full range of motion is most effective. As you become more intermediate and advanced, you're not really going to benefit from stretch mediated hypertrophy. In other muscles like the chest, you don't have to excessively range of motion you're training when you're working those body parts under load. But again, can you build muscle with 10, 15, 20 reps? Sure. I used to do high rep leg days. I just prefer not being crippled and not being able to walk for a week, and I like recovering faster. And, you know, during those workouts and those days, I also had issues with like, you know, tendonitis and this, that, and the other. When you're doing higher repetitions, you are causing a lot more damage and a lot more fatigue. So again, you're trying to weigh the trade-off, risk and reward, more fatigue or less fatigue, stimulus to fatigue ratio. Good question. Good question. All right, let's get into a video. Pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and then we're gonna get into some overtime. We got two DWG throwbacks. We got some new balls deep edits. So it's gonna be a good time. So be ready for that.
What's in the box?
Let's go positive charisma number 1. This is called glamorizing obesity.
Glamorizing obesity when like plus size people are just, you know, existing, because they've built a system that is to value thinner bodies. And if, you know, valuing thinner bodies means that they get access to the happiness and the excitement and all the love, while actively oppressing the bigger ones, right? But when we see that fat people can also find love, find happiness, enjoy life, like truly find community.
I don't know if anyone's ever saying that fat people can't find love. No one says these things. This is such a weird religion. It's such a weird thing to talk about.
In a world which is rigged against us and is actively oppressing us.
No one's actively oppressing fat people except for gravity.
Well, then the system doesn't work anymore. They don't have the carrot of happiness can only be achieved if you're thinner, because we can find it when we're fatter as well. So the system no longer works, right? And that's why they undermine it by using this phrase, glamorizing obesity, vilifying us for just existing, because we are existing. And not only that, we're not just existing, we're thriving.
You're eating. We know you're existing. I see you. I see you. I've been to Walmart. I see you people. I see you.
And they cannot stand that. They cannot stand that we're beating the system.
I think people are upset that their tax dollars are going to subsidize lazy fucking people.
Fat people are allowed to take up space in the world. And
fat people are allowed to take up space in the world. Who talks like this, eh?
The Almighty says, don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Fat people are allowed to take up space in the world. Okay. Cool. So do blue whales. What are we talking about here?
glamorizing obesity means that I'm glamorizing a life where you can find happiness and excitement and enjoyment and love and community while in a fat body, then yeah, I'm glamorizing obesity.
I don't care. No one's saying that you're living in this own weird world where you're trying to oppress yourself so hard. It just doesn't make any sense. Do I want people to find happiness and joy and love? Sure. Are you going to do that better when you are a healthy person that challenges yourself and you have high self-esteem because, I don't know, you feel better? You're not crying if you're mentally healthy, you're not crying on the internet. Oh, people are mean to me and everyone's against me. No one's against you. You're against yourself. Why don't you take better care of yourself? And guess what? If you're a healthier person, you'll be able to enjoy love and happiness and stuff for a longer period of time. You won't have diabetes next week. So that'd be cool. All right, let's do another one. That was insane. Bumble Hunter, number 3, Bumble Hunter. Insurance. Oh, Bumble Hunter. To the corner.
What's in the box?
Insurance isn't covering cross-sex hormones anymore. Well, that's horrible news. Terrible news. I guess all of our insurance costs are going to go down because they're not paying out for mental illness anymore.
So,
Jesus Christ.
Just left the pharmacy.
Are there any women here today?
Insurance isn't covering medications anymore. Thanks to executive orders that were signed, so I had to pay for them out of my own pocket. And I guess I'm just mostly recording this as an I told you so to certain family members that I warned. And just...
Is it a joke?
Hope you're happy, Mom.
Why was it going into that?
There's tiny tuck, typical tuck, total tuck, and the tyrannical tuck.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
As you can see, my nipples have been removed from my body. Where they are, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, boomba. All right, well, that was interesting. Let's do one more. This one's called Haze, Health at Every Size. That still exists?
What's in the box?
All right.
Fun fact, the H in HAES actually stands for health. I know it can be very confusing. It's the wild notion that you can pursue health-promoting behaviors without being a certain size or needing to achieve a certain size.
But you're gonna not be morbidly obese if you're healthy, because you're not gonna be healthy if you're morbidly obese. Oxymoron. Minus the oxy.
Happy to help. The part that so many of you miss, though, is that your health is not guaranteed. And yes, there are elements of personal responsibility and choice, just like anything else we opt to do with our lives. Drink that gallon of water a day, eat clean, have the most rigorous workout routine, but if your family has a strong genetic component of chronic illness or cancer, I don't know that those things are going to stop it. That rigorous workout routine you're doing in your 20s may land you with arthritis in your 50s. And I won't even get into the social determinants of health, but there are endless extrinsic factors that come into play here too. I'm an exercise physiologist. I want people to pursue health. But put that shit into perspective. Health means a million different things to a million different people, is a privilege to pursue, and doesn't make you a better person if you do pursue it.
Well. All right. I just wanted to load this up. I thought this was funny. Just because, hey, I love X, and Elon he's got a great sense of humor. He's a great troll. He put this, he just tweeted this like, I guess an hour or two ago. He put, I love real Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. I love Donald Trump as much as a straight man can love another man. So I posted right underneath it, gay, but that's because... Gay. All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Gay. All right. So where are we at here? Let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at for a second before we move on. Make sure you join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. We have overtime starting in just a couple moments. We also have, my goodness, 20% off everything. Look at that fucking dude. Absolutely slinging it. PapaSwolio.com, 20% off everything. We got the Ozempic gym design, Jacked Sparrow, go to the fucking gym, of course. We got, let's see, deadlift, LGBTQ, muscle alphabet, lats, glutes, biceps, triceps, quads, Swoleverine, deadlift, new diet plan, Optimus Pump, Super Swole Bros, Forest Pump, lift, Gaindolf, You Shall Not Fast, Harry Squatter, Barbell Girl, Depth Vader, back to the fucking gym. Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing. We got I Don't Really Care Margaret, go to the fucking gym, the Power Pump Girls. We got the Chill Swole Guy, I Heart Cow Farts, Donald Pump. So many amazing designs. Go check out all the amazing merch. We got flags, all these amazing designs and flags, cups, mugs. It's all good. We got all over there at papaswolio.com. Look at that dude. Look at that fucking hair. Ooh, surprise. It's good stuff. Go check it out. Pick yourself up some new nip covers today. All right, let's get into overtime. Let's give away the Swole card. We got a Swole card. It's Fef. Let's give it away, and then we're going into OTZ My Kneesies. All right, we got a winner. Today's winner is Asim's40. Congratulations. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3199.
Wow.
In the subject, your mailing address and the body of the email. Thank you so much for playing. Thanks for being here. Asim's40. Send us that email. Congratulations. We'll send you this Swole card. Appreciate you. Make sure you do that. And then we will get this Swole card out to you. Fam, you know what time it is right now. It is time for overtime.
Finish him.
That's right. It is time to go into OT, so make sure you head on into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. We got throwback DWGs. We got new Balls Deep edits. I'm excited for these Balls Deep edits. It's going to be a great time, so let's get into it right now. For members, join us, swolenormousx.com. Overtime starts in 2 minutos in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. If you don't know where that is, if you're a member and you're part of the Swole Fam Telegram chat, the link to the Daily Swole Telegram chat is pinned to the top of that chat. So make sure you head on over there. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow, potentially, for another amazing Mancast. Appreciate you, Beaches. Subscribe, like the show, join the fam, swolenormousx.com. And overtime starts in 2 minutes. Peace, McGee's, deuce, magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Hey. Yeah. Coming at me like that, like, whoa.
He's heating up!
Yeah. Coming at me like that,